writing 200 books and run workshop once a month or twice a month. I think that is about quantity. For me, what matters is quality, not quantity. So the amount of books that I wrote and the workshops that I run, I think that is not the issue. The issue is the quality. But so far, what I try to do when I write the books or run the workshop, I try to first to manage the time. If we can manage properly, I think we have time to write the books or run the workshop. And at the same time, we can have time to take rest and to practice meditation. But anyway, once we have managed the time, I think the most important is to manage our mind. That is to be concentrated on the work we are doing. That is what I try to do. Apart from putting my effort on the work, I try to be mindful on what I am doing. Just forget or ignore anything else, any appointment or the next project. That is the future. Just leave it there or let go. Just concentrate on the immediate work I am doing and try to do it mindfully. To do it mindfully means to put 100% of our mind, of our focus in that particular job. And don't be concerned about the outcome or what will happen in the future. Just to be at the present moment. And you will find that stress and anxiety will be reduced. Once you put your mind 100% on the work, it is easy to develop concentration. And with concentration, sometimes we can find pleasure or joy in the process. Because once concentration developed, it is easy to draw our potential or our capability into that particular work. And it is true that in the process there might be some stress, because after you work for a while, you feel stressed. But if you are mindful enough, you will not allow the stress to compromise your work. Stress is natural, but if we are mindful enough to the stress will not become the problem. Just aware of it, not to suppress it, not to be negative on it. And sometimes if we have a rest, take rest for a while, our mind become fresh, our body become ready to continue the work. This is what I'm trying to do, when I do my work, just to be at the present moment. I don't think that to be content with the presence and having a goal is contradictory. It is okay if we are content with what we are being and having. That is to be content with the present moment. But we can have the goal for improvement. Once we start or decide to do more for improvement, to make it better, we just do it. But in the process, we just let go the outcome and try to be at the present moment, put our effort and our mind on the immediate work that we are doing. I find it very helpful if when we are doing anything, just let go, just ignore the goal or the outcome. But we have to be sure before doing any job, any work, we have to be sure that what we are going to do is corresponding with the goal. It's like you are going to travel to some destination. Before starting the journey or before starting the adventure, you have to be sure that the destination and the road you are going to take corresponding. The road we are going to take will lead to the goal or to the destination. You have to be sure before you are going to start the journey. But once you start the journey, it will be fruitful if you just ignore the goal, and try to be happy with the journey, enjoy or appreciate the scenery along the way. But from time to time, you need to consider that you are going into the proper or to the right direction or not. Is it going to reach your destination? If you are sure that it is going to reach the destination, you just forget, just ignore or let go the destination and enjoy your travel. I think this is the same attitude when you are going to do any work. Before you starting any work, you have to make a planning and make sure that the work you are going to do will bring you to the goal that you desire or you expect. But once you start doing that job, that work, just be at the present moment. If you plan properly, you will reach closer and closer to the goal or the destination. If you plan properly, I like a remark by a mountaineer. He has reached the summit of every mountain that is regarded as the highest in every continent, including the Mount Everest. He said that after decades of mountaineering, he found that the secret to reach the summit of any mountain is just to forget the top of that mountain, but just concentrate on the land that you are standing and just move your foot one by one. If you don't stop, if you keep walking, and if you are on the right path, finally you reach the summit. Very easy. He said that if you are concerned about or occupied with the summit, sometimes you feel tired, you feel discouraged because the summit is very high, very steep, a lot of danger. People are easily discouraged when he or she think about the summit. But for this mountaineer, he said that just forget the summit and just be concerned about walking one by one. If you don't stop walking, and if you are sure that you are on the right path, you can arrive the goal. I think that the teaching about the contentment of the present situation, as I said, that it is not contradictory to having the goal for improvement. It means that if you have a goal of improvement and you haven't arrived or attained that goal, you just be happy with what you are being and what you are having. Don't feel bad about it. Don't think that you have not enough money, you have not enough. Just be happy, just be content, But at the same time, if we see that there is a room for improvement, for betterment, we just try to do it, to make it better, Try to make the best of what we are having to achieve the goal. The point is be content. Whatever you are having, whatever you are being, just be content. But if you consider that there is a room for improvement, just do it. Whatever we are going to do, or whatever work we are doing, just to see the meaning or the benefit of that work. In Buddhism, the good motivation for work is having what we call shanta or wholesome enthusiasm. It's a kind of desire, but wholesome desire. It is not a desire to get or to have anything, but the desire to do, the meaningful work. If we have desire to have, to possess, it creates craving, and craving sometimes cause problem to our mind. But if we have wholesome enthusiasm, we can find joy when we are doing that work. But enthusiasm can be developed if we see the meaning of that work. The mundane activity or mundane work can be transformed into meaningful work if we see how it benefits not only to us but to the other people, to the society. You do cleaning, but you think that this is a part of making society better. It can be meaningful work and develop enthusiasm. A lot of people, especially in Japan, they do a lot of mundane job at the hotel, at the restaurant, But a lot of Japanese people have a pressure or enthusiasm in that work. If we ask he or she that why you are really enthusiastic in your work, despite doing the mundane work or routine job, a lot of people will say that he or she do that job not to earn money, but to make people happy. Shopkeeper or toilet cleaner, a lot of them find joy and happy while doing that work because they want to make people happy, the customers happy, and just a smile on the face of the customer already help them become happy. You need not to give the tip. You need to give the tip to them. They don't accept the tip. In Japan, there's a custom. There's no custom of tipping or giving a tip. They would say that giving a tip to them, to the people who work in the hospital, in the hotels or restaurant, is a kind of humiliation. Just give them smile and thank you note. They're really happy. This is a secret of finding happiness in the work, in the routine job. See its meaning. You can find a lot of meanings in your mundane job, in your routine work. And once you see the meaning of it, it will not be the mundane job or routine work anymore. It becomes the work of life. The secret is in your mind, in your attitude, not in the work you are doing. You may do it every day, 7 hours a day, but if you can find the meaning of that job, it can bring pleasure and happiness to your mind. It can uplift your life. So I think that just have a new look to what you are doing. And again, be mindful, on that work. And you can find happiness easily from it. I think stress is caused because of our way of thinking. People usually become stressful when they think about the future that haven't happened yet. Think about the lot of works that waiting to be done. Thinking about the problem of the family that haven't arrived yet. When you travel in the city, you get stressed when the traffic is heavy. Why? Because you think beforehand that you may miss the flight, you may arrive to office late, you may miss the appointment. Does it happen yet? Not yet. It is a future, it is a projection. But once you think about it, once you project about the negative outcome from the traffic jam, you become stressed, you become anxiety. It hasn't happened yet, but it is in your mind because of your negative projection about the future. You can reduce stress and anxiety when you are driving in the city. Just to be at the present moment, Don't think beforehand about the negative outcome because it haven't happened yet. Why to spend time for that negative projection? Why not happy with the present moment? The traffic is jammed, you cannot move, but you can have a good time to talk with the people in your family in the car. Instead of spending time for anxiety, just spend good time for happy chat with your sons, with your beloved in the car. Enjoy the chat, or enjoy the peace when you are do breathing, either in breath or out breath. Just become peaceful with it, Anxiety or stress in that moment cannot help you. It harms you, because your mind, not the situation, but because of your mind, think about the outcome, the negative outcome of the traffic jam, which haven't happened yet, So, a good way to help reduce stress and anxiety is to be at present moment. Don't spend much time for the projection about the future, especially the negative projection. It doesn't mean that you need not to have a planning. You should have planning. You may think about the problem or the obstacle that might take place. And then just be prepared to handle with the obstacle. Make yourself become well prepared. But if it haven't happened yet, don't become preoccupied, overwhelmed by the problem that haven't happened yet. Just be at present moment. So to be at present moment is very helpful way to reduce the stress and suffering and anxiety. If you go to the doctor and the doctor want to have to check your health and ask for appointment for the next 3 days, don't be nervous that you may have a bad diagnostic. It haven't happened yet. Just enjoy life, and once you go to the doctor, and then just see what is the diagnostic. Don't think beforehand about the negative outcome. This is one suggestion, just to be at present moment. Don't think about the future which haven't happened yet. And secondly, you use mindfulness to be aware of the stress. Stress is not a problem if you just see it as the normal. People have problem with the stress because they don't like stress. They have negative attitude towards stress. If you just see it as the normal, or if you regard it as positive, it may be helpful to you. There's a lot of research that conclude that the stress is not the problem. The problem is your attitude to the stress. If you regard it as harmful, your health physically and mentally become worse. But if you regard it as normal or become positive with the stress, that stress can help you to do work properly. It can bring a lot of potential from you. You may find benefit from stress. There's a research a few years ago by the Medicaid in the U.S. There's a survey among thousands of people, and in the survey, the people would tell about the situation of their health and the attitude of them about the stress. Some people said that stress is not good, it is harmful to the health. Somebody said it's okay. And what the research or the study found that those who say that stress is very harmful, most of them die prematurely. 40% of them die prematurely, whereas those who don't have negative attitude toward the stress, they can live longer despite the fact that they are very stressful. They can live longer. So this research has emphasized that stress is not the problem. The problem is our attitude towards stress. But people normally are really negative to the stress. They react negatively, and such reaction happen without their self-awareness. But if you are mindful on the stress and mindful on your negativity on the stress, it will bring your mind to become normal. The stress happened to you, but you are not harmed by the stress. To do that, you need mindfulness, to be self-conscious about mindfulness and stress. I think that happiness can be achieved not only from leisure, but also from work. Work can bring us happiness, but we need the right attitude. We need the right state of mind. The right attitude means seeing the meaning of what you are doing and once you are doing, if it is a good job, or even a mundane job, you just be mindful of what you are doing. You can find pleasure. In fact, we can find meaning in whatever work we are doing. Not the meaning of the work, but the meaning of life. A lot of people cannot find the meaning of life when they become idle. They don't have job, they don't have work. But once you doing any work, especially the wholesome work, you can find meaning of your life. And if you can find the meaning in that work, you can find happiness from that work. Just to be mindful of what you are doing, be at the present moment. Just forget for a while the outcome or the accomplishment. Put a lot of your effort and your mind on that work, and you can find happiness from the work, and even the success or achievement from that work. The key point is the attitude of mind, the proper state of mind.